Hey YouTube, welcome. It's your favorite mega church cult survivor, Leah Lauder, and I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube with you lovely people. If you're coming across me, please remember to subscribe. You're never going to come across anybody like me again in your life. That's why it's so hard to get over me or whatever. Oh my God, how did 11 people get here? Hi. They might all be trolls, but if you are here, and it's your first time, my name's Leah Lauder. And I was in a cult for 18 years and they've made me disabled, so that's why I'm in a hospital bed. There was just like 11 people on YouTube. I was like, what's going on? All right. So, Nance, thank you so much. Welcome, guys. I know a lot has been going on. I know what a season we are in. And I've been thinking a lot about this and meditating on this. And I came on the other day and I was absolutely exhausted and it was the wrong choice. But we had a laugh. Danon in the cup. I'm going to start because the iPad is charged now. So I'm feeling like I could start what I want to do. And we're going to get into it and whatever. So guys, we're survivors. That's what we do in the cup. Any hopeful? Thank you, Danon. I miss you too. Nance, as soon as I could get out in that walker properly, it's you and me and Weatherspoons and a glass of red. And Ange. Guys, it's time for us to walk in our power. We can't wait for things to be perfect for us to start walking in our power. It has to start now. Oh, thank you, babe. Thank you so much. We have to start now. And that is within. Yeah, it's within. We've got to go within and we've got to tap into like our spiritual DNA. Oh, thank you, babe. You know what? Yeah, I hope it is empowering because I've had to walk everything out that I talk about. I'm not, and whether that's like from a direct position or an indirect position where I've been holding the space for survivors and, I've carried that secondhand trauma. And we have the collective, we have what we have here. Do you know what I mean? And it's beautiful. And it's just, you know what, guys, I wanted this and I wanted that and I wanted this to happen with the movement. But I'm realizing that just simply having this space to simply be, like us as survivors, like this shouldn't even really be able to be able to happen. Do you know what I mean? To learn to trust again and form our own communities and this, that, and the third. And we've done it and we keep rising. Oh my God. Oh, this is going on with the charger. All right, I'm gonna have to freestyle. Sorry. Hi YouTube, you get a close up. I'm gonna have to wait until it charges a little bit more. But I've been thinking a lot about like just the times that we're in. And I think we're coming to a lot of realizations because what I think's happening is as these groups, that particular faith are being questioned more, challenged. They're not just allowed to like go and hurl ABUSE on the street. They're not allowed to, just target certain groups because it says it in their book. They're getting challenged a lot more. And actually what's happening is there's more intellectuals, that are kind of like raising up and sharing things, and knowledge and information is being shared at the grasp of our fingertips. So in the past, these groups would claim to have answers for things. And as humans, we all have that time when we have answers. But when you've been in these high control groups, you're going to want this answer thing more than ever because they kind of feed you off of like paranoia, but they kind of like make you codependent on something or someone to get an outcome or answers, okay, when that is all within. So that's why you're going to feel really lost. And I'm not saying to people, because I just don't want people to get misconstrued. IDGAF, whether people attend these spaces, whether they don't, juju in the car, whatever, yeah. It's not my it's not my business. I'm not going to be carrying that. I'm going to be 40 next year and I can't be getting wrinkles. So it's like, if you choose to do that, you choose to do that. But I'm saying, like, just have a little bit of time to spend with self. Thank you, my love. Just a little bit of time, because it's like the same as getting out of, like a DV relationship. It's the same. You need time to heal. You need time to like process and, figure out what you've gone through, like your childhood trauma. You got to unpack it and think, oh my God, how did I stay in this relationship for so long? I want to just say something from the heart while my iPad is charging. Guys, I know it's hard. Remember, don't think like I've got my life all together. You know I haven't. You can see my background. But do you see I'm making the most of it? I'm saying, okay, this is my situation. Let me get into let me express myself through creativity, with the wigs and the nails. And, you lot know my nails and my hair, my braids. It was a big part of my identity and I had to rebuild it. And then it's like, damn, like I can't do my hair, my back, everything that's going on. And I had to start again. And it wasn't even like I sat there and I thought, I want to reinvent myself. And that's why even there's so many terms and so many things that people are trying to package and sell. And really, guys, the only answer that you truly need is to go within. And that's the thing. Like there's no formula or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you see that happening, it's just for people to make money, quite simply. Yeah. And that's why now, like, authenticity is the thing that everybody's craving, isn't it? But I would say be careful, because it is becoming marketable. So, oh my gosh, this just is not charging. 1 minute, guys. Call my mom. 1 second, guys, but I don't want to be ghetto. Let me just pause it. Oh my God, YouTube, I'm so sorry. Guys, oh my God. Um, TikTok, I'm so sorry. It's just this charger is not working. I'm just sitting here freestyling. And I'm not really supposed to be freestyling. Miss K in the car. I'm not really supposed to be freestyling, chair. But today I just want to explore a few like frameworks and models that I've been looking at. All of this is going to be in my book. And this is an exclusive. I actually framed this theoretical concept last night on a live. Is this it? Can you get me another phone or something? Hello? Yeah, get me another. Thank you, darling. All right. So, because I really do need my notes, chair. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What's going on? Oh yeah, I was developing the theory last night on the live, and I was looking at Neil Thompson's PCS model, and that stands for personal, cultural, and structural. And it's a bit like intersectionality, where it looks at how one is discriminated across those several areas. Okay. And I started thinking about it and I said, okay, why can't I use the same concept but look at it through the lens of this architecture of deconstruction? The architecture of deconstruction. Sorry, guys. We're having technical issues. At least I'm not like Dag, eh? At least I'm not like Dag. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like Dag trying to act like it's nothing. I don't know what I've done. Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. I've got so many leaves. Bear with me. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Please. Okay. All right. All right. I've got a good charger now. We had a little bit of a technical issue, but it looks like it's charging now. Yes. All right. So let's get into it. I'm Leah. I spent 18 years in a church cult. And then I came to the realization during the pandemic. And then since then, it's kind of been like get out vibes. And I've been trying to like deconstruct and, deprogram my mind. And as I've been doing that, I've decided to like share that journey with the world online, and it has resonated with some people, and we formed a collective. And I'm going to be talking about a few different areas today. However long I can stay on here for, I will try to today. But I am so tired, guys. I don't think you understand. Like, I've just come to the realization, like, I am going to need a wheelchair, guys. So don't like get shocked when you see me in a wheelchair and stuff like that. But I see it as, I just don't ever like see things like, oh, it's really negative. Like now I'm like, okay, so I'm going to change the face of how people view disabled people, because it's like, there's so much discrimination and just ABUSE. And the thing is, when you come out of these high control spaces, you're going to have to like liaise or, be in contact with, hey, Melisha, hi, Queen. You're going to be in contact with a lot of these kind of like institutions. Jay in the cup, Darren, thank you so much for your gifts and everybody. There's going to be like, institutions and services and whatever, professionals that are going to have that very bureaucratic, triggering vibe happening. Layla in the cup. It's exactly like the church cult. And so I want to kind of break down the 3D, the 4D, the 5D today. I want to kind of get into the matrix if we can. Oh, hey, beautiful queen. I want to get into exploring the matrix and what that looks like for us. And actually, as survivors, how we manage, exiting this religious matrix and what that looks for us, what that looks like for us. Because I just sensed in my, I don't know, within, thank you, Danon, that there are a lot more survivors that are either coming out of these high control spaces or fresh out. Yeah. And so I just want to kind of compliment your deconstruction process, your deprogramming process a little bit. If you're on the FYP, tonight would be the time you come in and like up the live chat, because this live's for you. Chill. Guys, I'm just having this mad realization that like bare people have been jealous of me my whole life. And do you know what? Yeah. And that's why I won't just dash away that book, yeah, because that scripture, jealousy, but again, why is it jealousy? Who can withstand her? Why does it have to be a feminine? Like, I feel like it's like a feminine vibe when there's something negative in there. And then when there's something positive, it's like a masculine vibe. And that's the thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, something can be, what is it? Like, be two truths at once. There can be two truths at once. So there is definitely truth in that. But then when we look at the feminine element of it, the times were governed by, very like tyrannical, like dictatorship, like, taking over like empires and stuff like that. And we see it. We see that mirrored in that book. And it's like, it's getting to 2026 and people are having to be honest with themselves now and say, okay, I'm just going to be a FOOL if I continue this charade. Thank you so much, Danon, for your gifts. I appreciate it. I know it's not easy for everybody at the moment, and I don't take it for granted when people gift. Guys, I'm so ill that YouTube, you've got like a crazy angle, but we're just going to have to work with it. I said I'm going to come on today. It's Friday today, isn't it? All right. Okay, let's get into it. I'm just going to refresh this page. I'm going to go over what we were talking about the other day. Jay, you were in that live, innit? I was mash up though. I was so tired and ill. All right. I took down the live, man. I just thought, oh my God, it just sounds a mess. Okay. Yeah, brilliant. All right. So I want to look at the metaphysics of this prison planet that we're on. Okay. Now, this is not a negative. This is a positive, because once you understand where we are and what it is that we're in, thank you, King J, then you can begin to unpack it and try to make sense of it. Because at the moment, we know something is up. Something is not right. Yeah, like time is moving faster, some days are feeling longer, shorter. It's very obvious something's up. Yeah, then we can feel a shift, we can feel like, something's happening, something big's happening, etc. And this is a collective response. It's a shared trauma through our pattern recognition. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. Yeah, because we can just see the world in ways that people who haven't experienced what we've experienced just won't see things that way. And I will get into this within the live, but it's something that I say frequently, is that, one thing you're going to realize post cult exit is, damn, I was in a self-sealing system, like a bubble, a matrix, which I coined as the religious matrix in my new book coming out soon. So if what I'm saying resonates, please do feel free to follow me on this journey, because I do have a lot more coming as the year unfolds. Your girl just needs to be free. Like, sometimes, guys, in life, things can feel really difficult and you can question, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to go through this? But sometimes the prayers that we're praying, yeah, we expect it to be answered in a certain way. And when it gets answered in a different way, it can be hard for us to really swallow that. But I don't know, I just wanted to encourage people, man, because we've got to keep standing. Yeah, we've got to keep standing or sitting in my case. And we've got to just keep doing up this deconstruction, okay? Because I'm not being funny. I think a lot of us would have lost our mind if we hadn't been deconstructing in this time, because there's just so much weirdness going on. At least you have something to turn to explore, to try and unlock what it is that you're exploring. Sorry, guys, I don't know why I touched my fringe, yeah, because on YouTube, no, I have to fix it on TikTok, man. I don't know why I go on for that. All right. So what I'm going to be exploring today is metaphysics, Jungian psychology, a bit of astrology and astronomy. And I'm going to be looking at some profound insights into the metaphysics of what I call the prison planet. So the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D reality. So to understand the matrix, we have to look at the metaphysical dimensions. And I would say, watch the matrix if you can. Just the first one. Don't get excited thinking that the rest are going to be good, because you'll be disappointed. Okay. So the 3D is the physical matrix. Okay. This is the realm of survival. So we can feel, touch, whatever, fear, and strict physical rules. The prison planet operates here in this plane. It is where high control religions trap you, forcing you to focus entirely on sin, punishment, and blind obedience. So within the 3D, the physical matrix realm, we get the religious matrix, which is interrelated. It's like this thread that runs through the whole thing. Yeah, because I really do feel like the religious matrix is like the main indoctrination tool, and the way that they anchor people in to be really submissive and obedient. Because if they didn't have this religious ideological perspective, they won't be able to control people, would they, guys? Because the law and enforcement can only do so well. They need to put the fear of God in people. It's such simple psychology. No one should be manipulated or coerced to believe in a God or a particular belief system through fear and HELL, because that's a lie. Yeah, it's different when you find faith yourself and you're on that journey. That approach, that Pentecostal doings up have been surviving off the back of for decades, is a lack off. Yeah, they got to find a new way now, because they're just going to get people in there with visible vulnerabilities. Hey, Queen Shishi. All right. Okay. Because the survivors whose names they had in their mouth for years from the pulpit, we've gone and addressed the issues. We've stepped into the shadows, Shah in the cut, Star in the cut, sorry. We've stepped in, and we've been looking in the mirror, and we've been healing, and we've been addressing stuff, and now we're walking in our true authentic selves, and we're unashamedly ourselves bold. Yeah. We were doing up bold in for the cult, bold in the name of the Lord. But when were we bold for ourselves? When were we bold for ourselves? When did we look in the mirror and say, actually, I'm just going to do me? Do you know what, guys? This is really peeing me off. Like, have I got my scissors? God, my ADHD is strong. I just feel like the more that I'm like deconstructing and I'm like just unpacking self, hey, Spicy, I'm realizing, oh my God, like I am really, really like neurodivergent and autistic. And I think it's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Because I think in really profound, unique ways. But neurodivergent people are a main target, yeah, for these groups. If you have a visible vulnerability, so you're in a wheelchair, you've got mobility issues, they can see that you've got mental health issues, you're 15. anyone 19 and under has your age is a visible vulnerability. How about that? All right, because your prefrontal cortex hasn't even finished forming, and you're still in mummy and daddy's yard. Yeah, so it's so easy to recruit young people because they're in that like teenage phase. They HAT everybody, everything's their mum's fault. Do you know what I mean? Like just running wild, like just exploring, like getting to know who you are. Do you get it? So they really do exploit on that natural life cycle that young people go through. And that's how they like grip and get a lot of the young people in. All right. So then we've got the 4D, the bridge of the mind. So this is the realm of thought, time, and the astral plane. So when you begin deconstructing, you start to enter into the fourth dimension. Posh vibes in the car. You start seeing the manipulation and the programming. So this is like when your eyes are opening, yeah. So this is coming to like the awakening, yeah. It is chaotic because you are actively breaking the mental chains. Then when we get into 5D, we're going into like, this is like the consciousness realm. This is the pure consciousness. And this is the realm of unity, unconditional love, and spiritual autonomy. There is no fear of hell here. So again, this is what we've created through this online collective. And this is why they're so threatened. Because what they're doing up in these spaces is just nothing quite short of a counterfeit. Yeah. And a JOKE. And everyone can see it now. It's just mainly used for entertainment, really. We all see the skits. We all have a laugh. Comment a couple of crying face emojis and keep it moving. And oh, have the tables turned. They've been doing up so much discrimination. Do you know how many families that these spaces have torn apart? Do you know how many people have suffered like lifelong? There are people who have suffered so much trauma, no matter what they do, like we can't unpack it in this lifetime. So I just feel like my journey is just to kind of like observe opposed to like participating in this life, because I no longer wish or choose to participate in what's going on here because it's human fecal matter. I'm just going to be an observer. Oh, thanks, no. I'm just going to like be an observer, and I'm just going to focus on self. You know, there's this guy, yeah, I've got a bit of a, what's the word? I don't know what to call it, but you know, dilemma. Because he's a content creator, yeah. And have you seen him, guys? He's like out in the wild. He's out in the wild somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. He's gone somewhere in Europe, and my man is like topless. He's out, like just surviving off nature. Sorry. And it's like, I'm so like double like edged sworded with it, because it's like a part of me is like, bro, like, do you know what I mean? Like, go and shower. But then a part of me is like, oh my gosh, that must be so freeing. And you know, like if we all just kind of did that, like what would they do? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it got me thinking, because in this age, in these times that we're in right now, sorry guys, I cut my fringe like a couple of minutes before I came on the live, and now I've got hair all over myself. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Like the vibe, like that's his choice, and I also do like respect it. Do you know what I mean? Because people are thinking about like more unconventional ways of living. Like people, like they, remember that like trend of like mobile homes and doing them up and things like that. And like guys, do you know what my dream would be? To live on a canal boat. I would love to live on a canal boat. Do you know that? And then like have the dollies at the back. Rosie and Jim, Rosie and Jim. Where's all my 80s babies? Who remembers Rosie and Jim? All right, so guys, I just wanted to break down 3D, 4D, 5D because we throw it around. We're hearing it on TikTok a lot. We're hearing a lot of these ideological perspectives being just thrown out into the air. But I wanted to just simplify it. Same, but apparently you get loads of spiders. Oh, I can't remember what the hell I was talking about, Jay. Why do I always do this? But yes, by the divine power invested in me, the Lord. Oh, okay. Oh, he said the boats. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's true. But I like all those insects. I love spiders, Everybody's like really scared of spiders, and I love them. I literally pick up spiders in my house and then just like put them outside, and I say, "Oh, go along on your way. I don't want cobwebs." All right. I want to just explore gnosis versus dogma. So the ultimate truth, arguably, is gnosis. That's Gnosis, but the G is a silent G. By the divine power vested in me. Yes. And do you know what I really hate, HATE, like how they like discriminate the LGBTQ plus community. And I'm going to have like a whole live on this because I honestly do believe that, because I think they're right down there with us as women in these cults. I'm not going to lie, because I think that's why they HATE to see them coming so much. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like, like the femininity, the reversal of roles, because in their mind, remember, because anything that goes against the dogmatic black and white, very harmful us versus them rhetoric is demonized. And I feel like that community is the epiphany of that. They embody authenticity. Does that make sense? Being who you truly are, and loving yourself through that. And I just want to say, if you are from that community, I absolutely love you. And I've been, it's Pride Month. I've been watching a lot of like content, from the LGBTQ plus community. And I'm not going to lie, I've been really ignorant around it. And just hearing the voices of the community, I resonate so much. The oppression, having to hide. Hey, my love, having to hide who you truly are. It just resonates so deeply, and I just want to say that I love you. You're welcome here. And just don't care. Just be your fabulous self and don't care what anybody says or thinks, okay? So the religious matrix, HAT's gnosis, because if you can access the divine directly from within yourself, so this is about us going internally and not being reliant on external system structures. Don't you see? This is just to pattern us, guys. Do you know what I mean? To be in this matrix, the 9 to 5 matrix, the matrix that will rinse you and wash you out. Thank you, my love. Like, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. I think all young people should just like graduate and then just go and travel, to like some countries, work. Like you should go uni and then work for like a couple years. And if you choose to do like a really good path and stuff, and you can manage, like investing, getting a property, renting that out, before you leave, and then just go into another country and just living the dream. Just living the dream, man. Do you know what I mean? I was speaking to a survivor today and she wants to, I don't want to say the country because I'm not in here talking her business, but let's just say it's a particular country. Let's say it's Spain. And how cheap. Yeah, literally your plan. Yeah, man. That's where it's at. Go where you're appreciated. Go where you're celebrated. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know why we've been begging. Do you know what I mean? To just like be part of this very toxic community. It's like we've just snapped out of this. We've just snapped out of it. And we've just come to this like awakening, and there's so many people who are coming to profound realizations. Like women are waking up after 30 years and saying, I don't love you anymore. I can't do this. Did you see that woman crying on the internet because her high school sweetheart had a baby on her and she's got 4 kids with him? I don't have no sympathy for these pick-me's, I'm sorry. And I know some people are, you know, that might trigger you, but it's a dog eat dog world out here, man. It's every man for themselves. That's how I see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you play fair in an unfair world? That's foolish. Yeah. And this is why now that women are leveling up and they're expecting and wanting more, the man them are out here going crazy. But nobody cares because we gotta love ourselves. And if we have to go on a create our own communities and just get, you know, like sperm donors, like that's what we'll do. No sympathy for the pick me's, not at all. We don't have it, man. Do you know what I mean? Because for years they're coming on and they're crying, but girl, why are you coming on the internet to do that? That's what I don't understand as well. When she's like, it's only been an hour. Why do you want everyone to start hitting the guy up and telling him how bad what he's done, this and that? Once a man's gonna leave, he's gonna leave. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. You can't do nothing about it. All right. The infallibility trap. Like, for example, yeah, I wasn't even gonna talk on this, but I'm gonna quickly talk on the Breenie thing, yeah. I'm not making no content, but just because this is the best example that I can think of right now, right her. So she's come, I don't know if you lot have seen, but she's broken up from her engagement. Surprise, surprise. Life is full of surprise. When I saw it, I was busting up. I was like, I called it first. I called it first. I called it first. I called it first. And she was like, oh, you know, I broke off the engagement. I was just thinking, girl, that man made you hate him. He made himself so repulsive to the point where you had no choice but to walk out. You know when it gets like that? And you see all of the indoctrinated, you know what, the members, the ones who are doing up services and all that, they're on there. Do you know what I mean? Oh, thank God for the content. I'm just laughing. I'm just like, guys, you know what's going on in there? As soon as my girl's done with the engagement, you just see her. Oh God, what happened to modesty, baby girl? Chill. She just threw away that modesty. Now you see her in her skin tight new top. Oh my God, Jay, it's a MESS. Do you know what? I looked at her and I just thought, you just think you're so relevant, like, and you're just not. And I just said to myself, you know what? I've got too much. I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. People don't have, like, when you lot hear the full story, yeah, you're just gonna be like, you lot's mouth's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, is this what you were going through? Yeah, and still showing up. So what I predict with her, because I called it last time. So what I predict with her is that she's just gonna like try and do this rebrand thing, you know, like empowerment. Because you know what I thought was the funniest part about it the most was when she was like, you know, I've gone through the grief, the stages, all 5 stages of grief. I was busting up. Guys, you know, this is what I specialized in when I did like my master's, when I was doing the end of life palliative care. And you know, I just think it's really hard to grasp that you would have been able to go through those 5 stages of grief. Because girl, you given that you're still in denial. It's given denial and delusion. I'm so glad that people are waking up though, man. Danon saying drop the book. Yeah, but Danon, do you know what? Yeah, you see, like that human fecal matter of a show. Yeah, if I'd released the book, that wouldn't have been in it. And also, I've been going through big stuff behind the scenes, big stuff. Yeah, and the lessons that I have learned And the things that were supposed to destroy me, but I rather grew through it. I didn't grow through it. I grew through it. You know, guys, I just hate when people do up this whole red carpet, they preview. You want to surprise me? Oh, baby, I hate surprises. I'm the main character. Do you know what I learned about like parasites and like this destiny swapping thing and, you know, the archetypes of warlocks and covens and pick-me's? And let me tell you, yeah, a pick-me will go to the greatest of lengths to secure that D. Had to tell one auntie about her Pentecostal wig today. She was telling me I should be married. Good. Well done. Well done. Well done for you, girl. Well done for you, chair. Big up my girls who got this for me. Ring for a cuddle. They love their mummy so much. My little belle. But they got it for me on Mother's Day, and they were like, "Oh, hair my youngest. Oh, mummy, call me if there's anything. If there's anything that you need that you want today, just call me on the bell." So now we got a little bell. Yeah, you have to tell them, man. You have to tell them. You have to tell them. Like, I was gonna say something, guys, but I can't because there's just too much people in my bi. Too much people in my business. Because you know the thing about destiny swappers, yeah, and parasites is that they siphon off your energy. And the thing is, they don't have to know you in person. They can siphon your energy from a digital space and then slander your name when you're not in them circles. Just, do you understand what I'm trying to say to get the power? This season has shown me like how desperate people can be. And also, it's just reminded me that like I'm her. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm that girl. Because I'm still getting people being gel even when I'm in the walker. Do you know what I mean? With like a £10 synthetic wig. Do you understand where I'm going with it? So it's like, it's not the clothes I'm wearing. It's not, and this is going back to the Proverbs 31 ideology. Like, you know, I got a lot of people's brain thinking with that post, what is a 304 post? I got a lot of people thinking, man, because it's the energy, it's the heart. But didn't get like the religious sanctimonious people to get it. I really didn't. Do you know what I mean? And the misogynistic, I didn't get that. I don't want them to get it. That's the point. It's to get people to think and it's to cause cognitive dissonance. All right, the infallibility trap and institutional ABUSE. Do you know what, guys? Yeah. If my health permits me, I think I'm going to do like a series, like a 3-part series over the weekend because this is just too good to rush through. I'm also hoping that I'll catch other survivors like throughout the day. I'm just feeling like being on live. I'm feeling like being on live this weekend, like having a heavy presence. So if I can get the wig on or the bonnet on, because guys, sometimes I have such chronic fatigue. I can't even pick up my bonnet. And guys, I'm just thankful to have my angels, man. I'm so thankful. Like, and that's why, guys, it's important to pour into your kids, man, especially around like discipline, understanding and respecting your space, your boundaries, things like that, because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen in life. Life is crazy. It's a roller coaster ride. It really is. All right, the myth of the infallible Bible. So we're starting to realize that this book may not have been infallible. All right, there's definitely an imperfect being or multiple imperfect men behind the writings and works of this text. And you know, it's just like, this is what I'm saying, it's just a knowing thing. Like for me, I don't see any voices of women being represented in there, and if anything, I think that it's a misogynistic patriarchal agenda to just suppress the feminine, really. And that's why we're in this MESS. You know, you can tell the difference between a masculine's writings and then a feminine's writings, and I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about just masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, I don't want to make this. I kind of want to go more into the 5D because I feel like, you know, I have survivors that identify as many things. And so I want to like many different things. I want to like keep it open and inclusive. All right. So the ultimate tool for ABUSE, I started thinking about this infallibility stint or stunt that it is that they do. And I was like, OMG, like this is the main way that they ABUSE us. Because if that book is infallible and my man is a prophet and he's the mouthpiece of God and we can't challenge anything that he says because that's God moving and working through him, then my man can do whatever he wants. He can eat out of the great bowl, he can essay, he could be a PDF, he can do whatever he wants. And then when he gets caught, my man's saying that he's only human, and then he's doing up going to Paul. So the concept of infallibility in this context, Beverly Hills in the Cut, is the primary mechanism of abuse. They trap you by saying you cannot question us because this is outside of the word of God. Thank you for liking the live. I see you, Jay. I appreciate you, man. You cannot question us because this is the absolute word of God. It's finality. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, like the guys that leave, this is why you don't get as many guys coming up, because it's shameful, it's embarrassing, it's emasculating. And that's what these environments are like, because you've got to be an absolute just not that, in it. Like you're a regular degular. If you're going to church, you're a regular degular. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have the time to be doing that up. You're very much in the religious matrix in the car. You're either sponging off your wife and not working and just sitting at home all day, or telling us on paper that you're an entrepreneur. But in reality, you're a nanny. Clock that in the car. Yeah. And that's guanin. A lot of that's guanin. Guys, listen to me, yeah. If you're bored one day and you want to just like do something, I would say to you, go to any of your local primary schools, okay? Go any of your local primary schools and look at how many men and women, the ratio, are on the school run, and then tell me who's staying at home and who's doing up childcare. You know, it's daddy daycare, man. A lot of them is daddy daycare, and that's just the truth. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that, you know, their wonderful single marriages are what they are. And it's like, but it's okay for you to point the fingers and tell certain groups that they're going to HELL. Do you know what I mean? And break people's spirit down to the point where they feel like they cannot do it, because them just being them in their true authentic self is like they're the DEVIL and they're going to HELL. Oh, make it make sense. Give me a Kit Kat. Give me a blood clot. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on, guys. These times that we're living in is wild. Life's too short. Carpe diem. Life's too short to be here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like letting these individuals run our lives. No. We need to start living our life and taking our power back. All right, I've just been yabbing. So guys, are we getting that this is the ultimate tool for ABUSE? This is like the overarching. Okay, so you know what? We could argue that it is the transcendental belief system, in it, that book. Oh my God, this is just too deep. All right. And this is how they trap you in the self-sealing system, all right? So saying that this is the absolute word of God, they're stripping away your right to question. And that's how they break your autonomy. All right, so we're going to get into, there's so much. Do you know what, guys? I could just do like a 48-hour live on this. Do you know? I could just do a 48-hour live on the oppression of women and the LGBTQ plus community, because I think we're in the same like grouping. Do you know what I mean? It's like women, LGBTQ plus community, and then because you got to remember there's so much intersectionality and discrimination in ABUSC amongst the women, and God forbid you're a woman that's in the LGBTQ plus community. That's it. But there is such a HATE for the men in there, more so than females. That's what I found, and I was talking about it to a survivor the other day, and I was like, why is that? Do you know what I mean? I'm still like reflecting on it. Yeah. All right. So we must ask the hard question. Clock it, especially BLK men. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But when I was watching that on TikTok about is it Paris is Burning? And I was watching like is it Venus Extravaganza, and just how sweet and pure and gentle her soul was. Like, God rest her soul, man. And seeing that like this was kept, you know, underground, and there was like this, there was this market. Do you know what I mean, for this scene and this, you know, TikTok is just so sensitive, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going with this. There's just been so much injustice to that group, and even how, you know, like AIDS, even how that got into the community. I'm just like, and then it was like associated with that community. I'm just like, I think that brought about a lot of like, I personally think that was a lot of propaganda. Not saying that it wasn't real, but it's just like, how did it get into the community? Like, that is my question. Because they really did HATE and wanted to shut it down. What is it? I'm questioning everything that I've ever known now. And at first I thought it was just like from a religious context, but now it's like everything that they kind of like feed and perpetuate on this like frequency. I'm just not feeling it. And I think a lot of us are not feeling the frequency that's going in the air at the moment. That's why it's so important to ground. How long have I been on here for? 46 minutes. All right, I'm going to stay on for another 15 minutes, guys. And then I will be back tomorrow. But I just feel so tired. Do you know what? I'm going to have an early night. This is not even an early night. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like 11's calm. Do you know what I mean? It's not too late. All right. So we have to really sit down and ask this hard question for us lot who have been deep in the thing, yeah? Has this text been the main tool for some of the biggest atrocities in history? Yes. This group and those all faves. Oh, I appreciate you coming on, my love. Yes, grounding is good meditation. Yeah. Ooh! Oh my God. Someone on YouTube says I was trapped in First Love, Aston. Aston was just a breeding ground for SA and eating out of the Great Bowl, allegedly. Do you know what I mean? And it's so sad because, guys, if they had just been normal, it could have been a beautiful thing. Do you know what I mean? And I think we've all had that moment where we've sat there and said, why? Why did they have to do this? Because it could have been such a beautiful thing. Because that's the thing about cults and the thing about ABUSE, especially when we look at it like in a relationship dynamic, you know, that's what makes it hard to leave. Because when they've just finished busting you up, then they're doing something to make up for it. And then you're seeing more of that vulnerable side. But it's all a trap. It's all manipulation. Because these narcs, they don't feel empathy. If you can put your hand on a woman, you're exactly what you hear. Nothing. I literally felt like I had to fight for my life when I left. OMG. You must have had to have gone through a mad like deconstruction process, feeling like you was losing your mind. Were you there in the peak of it with what's his name? Danny Cyrus. Danny and Jennifer. It's at MESS. Woo! Oh girl. Oh my God, I'm gonna be back on speaking to survivors soon because I feel like there's a lot of tea. I feel like a lot more people have like been deconstructing, you know, since I left. And I feel like there's more people that wanna chat to your girl. I was there when he left. Ooh, 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 girl, you got money. You just got up and left one day. Ooh, guys, we're getting the tea. Tea. Oh, thanks for sharing, Lulu. Silence, lol. Oh my God. Do you know what? I think that's how most of us do it, though. I think we just get up and we just get out and we never look back. Because what is there to discuss? Once you've started clocking it and unpacking it, what is there really to discuss at this point? Because you just saw my vulnerabilities, you clocked it, you love bombed me, you took advantage of my visible vulnerabilities, and you use the same script and the same one-liners. Do you know what I mean? It's like being married and finding out that your husband's cheated on you. Do you know what I mean? It's such betrayal. But that's if you care. If you marry rich, you won't care. You'll just be like, oh, this is an opportunity to, get that house on the hills or by the lake or whatever. Okay. Now let's get into the next point. Thanks, Shannon, for all your gifts. Oh my God, YouTube, man. Ross Clark, you were in First Love Aston. When I do the call, yeah, for survivors, make sure you hit me up, man. Because Aston was something else. Mariwello. As soon as you step foot into the building, oh, Leah, I have a nice beloved for you. I have a nice, he's from the Griffith branch. I think that you two will get along very well. Very well. He's a very faithful brother. He comes and opens the church. 7 a.m. he's there faithful. He sweeps the floor. He arranges the chair. Oh yeah, thanks, Auntie. Give me the brokest of the brokey. Do you know what I mean? In the church. Thank you. Give me the usher. You know what I'm saying? Like allow me, man. Usually in these church cults, yeah, the ushers will be like this imaginary candy, because like all of the guys who think they're something, like the princesses, those type of man them, um, especially the ones that want to chat gal and all that, because they like to be seen. They really did not give you a break. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. They're usually like pleasing or easy on the eye, because they like to get, like this illusion of, and you know what, even that role, I know in some church cults they have, like, I think in UCKG they have like female ushers, but in our church cult it's like the ushers. Do you know what I mean? Like ushers, like that's how they say it, like the guys. It's like it's like toxic masculinity, and it's quite pathetic, because I think there you get to see like the dysfunctionality of Dagwood Mill's upbringing, because I don't think he ever felt love or anything emotional from his father. I from the malignant narcissism and the traits of psychopathy that I've observed through my own psychoanalysis. It's not ultimate whatever, but it is based off theory, gold standard research, peer reviewed articles, etc., etc. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. The long and short of it is, I think the betrayal's kind of mad, because it's just like, one day we've woken up and we've realized that we've been lied to our whole life. That's mad. That's mad, isn't it? To wake up one day and be like, raw. Like, imagine being in the pandemic and you've got like your whole life is in this group. Like, you got your blood sister, you got your man or your wife that you've been with. And that was like the point when I realized, oh my God, like I'm not in love. I've never been in love. And I've like got into this arrangement, and then because like in these like fake marriages that they do up here in these church cults, where they just like marry for reputation or stay married for whatever it is, the kids or whatnot, yeah. Oh God, guys, I'm just disassociating hardcore. Sorry, let me take a moment, because I'm in disassociation. I always found it sad that they'd make people get beloveds without any love. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what I was talking about. Thank you, Queen. You just get married so quick, you get engaged so quick, you don't know what the hell you're doing. I had to sit down one day and say, like, this is my cross that I've got to carry, like this lifeless, schmegsless, just everythingless relationship. I had to just like accept it, like it was my cross, it was my burden to bear. And that's why a lot of women stay in these abusive marriages and relationships. Did you hear a bell ringing? Yeah, for extra awareness and attention. Do you know what I mean? Like, OMG. And then do you know what happens? Like we go to the church cult on Sunday, and then we've got the toxic, misogynistic leader who's further perpetuating and infiltrating the space with just really harmful rhetoric. Do you know what I mean? And this is why the women end up staying with these men, and really, really bad stuff happens, man. All right. So these particular faiths have historically been weaponized to systemically suppress, silence, and oppress women, stripping them of their spiritual and personal power. Now we're going to get into astrology. So if you think this is EVIL, maybe go and come back. All right. Astrology and the 2026 mass awakening, Pluto in Aquarius, the fall of institutions. Astrologically, we are in an era defined by Pluto in Aquarius. This ain't no book that no man's written. This is in the stars, baby. Yeah. And Pluto is the planet of destruction, death, and revealing dark secrets. This is why a lot of things are coming out. Like, you're coming to a lot of realizations, secrets are coming out, people are finding out that people are cheating, etc., etc., etc. This is why, like, the woke people, like the people with the gnosis knowledge, we don't get all like, I feel like I'm losing my mind, I did it, because we're expecting all of these things to happen because we know what this means astrologically. And because we have the gnosis knowledge, you know, we can look at our houses, we can look at our charts and map that out according to the stars. Okay. And this is just very ancient. What do they call it in? Yeah, because there's African, it's cosmology, like cosmology. Yeah. Again, something that they stole from us. They didn't only steal the gold. The gold was like the physical manifestation of the real treasure that they stole, which was the African cosmology that they've stolen for themselves. And then they do like all the indoctrination and the transcendental belief systems, etc., because they use it for bad and not good. And it's like from an ego realm. So it's very like selfish energy. All right. So we know that this is the end of an era defined by Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is the planet of destruction, death, revealing dark secrets, and Aquarius rules society, the collective, and liberation. So freedom. So that's why if you know anyone who's an Aquarius like moi, her, she, we just speak up. We don't care. Very direct. Just say it as it is. If you don't want to hear it, oh well. You know, I'm open to hearing whatever you've got to say. So why aren't you open to hearing what I've got to say? You want to come on the street and start preaching Jesus, yeah? And you want to come in and infiltrate my space and be HATE and harmful against others, and then you want to come and chat to me. No, babe, it doesn't work that way. That's not what we're going to do. I'm going to put up my boundaries, and I'm going to tell you some things that you could perhaps go home to have some food for thought to mull over. Yeah. And back to just this comment, yeah, about the beloved thing. If you get into these spaces and they are onto you like a hot car bonnet, like just onto you straight away. Oh, get married, get married. Beloveds, they always talk about marriage, then it's like, oh, I don't care. I'm not gonna do up. If there is a big emphasis on marriage in this day and age, it's a cult. I'm sorry, because they're perpetuating. Do you see how they're going against the natural like order of what's going on? Do you know what I'm saying? So if you stay in these environments, you're gonna be part of that collapse. It's not going to be like, oh, Tingy's got the pure soul. It's too late by then. Like, God's trying to get out, the women with the pure souls that are in these patriarchal, misogynistic ABUSE marriages where they're just getting used and abused every day, yeah? But a lot of women, they're just so insecure, man. They're just so insecure. They feel like that's the best they're ever going to do and that's the best they're ever going to get. Can you imagine, like, having such low self-esteem, yeah, that every day, like, you wake up and you look at the man that you're with, you feel like he's better than you, and then it makes you feel insecure. No, I'm sorry, but that is the bottom of the barrel. That is the dumps. Do you know what I mean? And that's why men like women that way, that are insecure, that will take all of the cheating. Do you know what I'm saying? That have no self-worth. That's why these man them, don't you see the man them in the ends, wifey and the 304s? And do you know what's really sad, guys? They're so ABUSE to these women. They're so like, if you were a fly on the wall, yeah, in these relationships, and you could hear the things that come out of these man's mouth, because they've only married the woman to further humiliate her. Do you know what I mean? And just keep her as the lave and the servant, and feed off her energy, just rinse her out. And that's why it's very rare that you'll see like a woman that's a wife and that is like happy, not rinsed out. She has to be like in this situation where it's like, the man is like adoring her. Because I'm not going to make it all about money, because some women like have the confidence in it, have the confidence to bag, like to speak to billionaires, to speak to millionaires. Like, you've got to be confident to speak to these type of men. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're very cultured. Do you know what I mean? And they know a lot about a lot. And, if you're not a conversationalist and you're not cultured, you're just going to get used and abused by these men. Yeah. It's going to be like one night bang dash type of vibe. Okay. So unless you're like marrying rich, there's like no point in doing it. You're just taking on a man child and giving yourself like more stress. And another thing as well is, another thing that marriage does is it gives the man like too much rights when it comes to the kids. Like all of that parental rights and responsibility. Thanks, Diamond, for the follow. And this is something that I keep forgetting to say on the live. If you are pregnant, expecting, whatever, and you are married, and there's absolutely no way that you would just be able to give the child one name, I would double barrel it. And then I would tell a professional that you have double barreled your child's name, because you're afraid and you don't want to give your husband the parental responsibility, but you're not in a position to leave. Just so you've got it recorded and time stamped. And I'm not going to lie, some women, the guy is so controlling that they're not even able to do that. So it is what it is. You'll have to just fight it out in court. But if you are not married, never give the guy the baby's second name, because it gives him parental responsibility. Yeah, the best thing to do is double barrel it. Yeah. Okay. Because narcs see children as extensions of themselves, and they see them as like props, like possessions. So this is why in a lot of these, relationships, if you've been in a relationship with a narc before, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. They will use the children to, to weaponize the kids. They're just human fecal matter. That's why they always need a woman like supply, or a man. All right, or both, them ones. Okay, so so this particular transit that we're currently in is literally tearing down broken, corrupt institutions and exposing the rot underneath. And isn't that just exactly what's happening? You're getting like content creators saying things that people would have been so afraid to say. Do you know what I mean? Like 10 years ago. And now, like, content creators are coming out and just speaking their mind unapologetically. And what that's doing is it's raising and heightening the stream of collective consciousness. Like, I'm even speaking to people like, and they're like, yeah, like, they're moving abroad. Like I saw this couple, yeah, on TikTok, and they've just moved to China. And you should see like the house that they've got. Do you know what I mean? And the car that they're driving for like this car that they got for £22,000. I couldn't believe it. It looks like a supercar. And the cars, like everything's like, because they're not investing in WAR and human fecal matter. Like they got the electric cars that kind of drive themselves, and that's like a standard in like mostly all of their vehicles. Mad, innit? All right. So the collective stream of consciousness. Thanks for the follow. In 2026, we are experiencing a mass awakening. Okay. That's what's happening on planet Earth. The collective stream of consciousness is shifting. And we are waking up to how evil the world is. And the highly dysfunctional, broken society that we have created. Yeah. Focus on that we as mankind, right? The great unveiling. We are realizing we have been lied to our entire lives. Right now, the collective energy feels chaotic because we have more questions than answers. Absolutely. Who's feeling like that at the moment? Do you know what? This thing is just peeing me off. I think I'm going to have to put on the headband soon because I don't want to feel hot on my head. Do you know what I mean? Oh, but that's still cute, isn't it? This is giving, like Essex girls. Like that Essex girl look. That's why I had to cut up the fringe, man, because I said, nah, man. We can't be doing that up. We have to turn a party wig into couture, innit, Jay? I don't like spending money. Even when I'm a millionaire, you're gonna see how I am. I don't like spending. I'm very Janae Aiko. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter how rich I get. I just give me my crystal singing bowls. I love to walk barefoot. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I found what the true meaning and the true treasure is of the earth. Do you know what I mean? And that's soil, that's the grass, that's the leaves. Do you know what I mean? Like things like candle wax and Missy HM in the car. Are you mad? Girl, we got a bell now. Wow. We got a bell now. It's nice to see you, baby. My treasures are in, like the crust of the earth, and they will say that that's evil. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So give me a sec. So my £1 little crystal bracelets are EVIR, but the Rolex that your pastors be sporting, that they're using the offering money. Well, am I rob God? That's not EVIR. Oh, he can make a mistake because he's led many to where? To the God of David Antry, to the God of Daguid Mills. And that's why I say get to know God yourself, because once you start going on that individual journey and you get to start knowing God and whatever, yeah, that's when you just realize, oh my God, these places are so far from God, it's unreal. And that's when you realize, OMG, I was in the dumps. All right. So let's look at Carl Jung's collective unconscious ideological perspective around shared grief. So the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, and that's spelled Jung. So if you don't know who Jung is, please go and further expand your knowledge on it. I think it's important. YouTube, my TikTok, my fringe looks a mess on that live, but on YouTube it looks beautiful. So I'm just not gonna cur. All right. So he theorized the collective unconsciousness as a deep layer of the mind shared by all humanity, containing inherited memories and traumas. That I'm kind of thinking Akashic records as well, for those who know. If you know, you know. You know me, I'm going to take it to church. If there's one thing I like, it's a bell and a tambourine. Because why do we have to let go of some of these things? They're ancestral. Do you know what I mean? You stole it. You stole it from hoodoo, baby. Why can't I have my bell and my tambourine? I'm going to feel it in my soul, baby. No, but UCKG is one of the church cults that I talk about indefinitely. It's a MESS. They're in there, eating out of the great bowl of little boys. Go look at that. Go and Google Luca. Is it Luca? From UCKG. Absolutely heartbreaking. Because a lot of them priests and that, and they get the men to castrate themselves. It's that bad, baby girl. It's that bad. I think a lot of the priests in there are like LGBTQ plus, and a lot of the leaders are Preds and PDFs. Did you see the little girl as well covering up SA? What little girl? Sure. What do you mean, baby? It's just the MESS in there, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you see UCKG. I think there will be an appointed time and season when God just that comes crumbling down, because the EVIL that's been done in there, I don't even think we know the extent of it, really and truly. But everybody's day comes. Do you know what I'm saying? And not the judge. I'm not talking about the judgment day, like with God, like, because they love. That's another thing they love to use to get away with abuse or forgive. God will take care of it. That's why people have been getting away with so many things. Don't you get it? One of the priests covered up SA for a little girl of 9 years old. My heart breaks for the family, but babe, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't say I'm shocked. I can't say I'm shocked. And the reason I haven't spoke about UCKG too tough is because the way I want to expose them is too sensitive. It's too sensitive for this app. It's too sensitive. It's too so the way I want to bad up UCKG is too sensitive. It's absolutely terrible. Are you not hearing what I'm telling you? They've got this thing called, what is it? What's that time called? The Jericho. And people have to go and give, like, do you know that there's kids that have starved? Fridge has been empty. Do you understand? Kids have got taken away from their parents because they've been neglecting them. Yeah, because they're out friggin' knocking on doors, begging people for money at Christmas, or standing outside Asda. Do you know what I mean? When their kids getting neglected, like they're falling behind in school. They haven't got time. Haven't got time to go to parents' evenings. Haven't got time to do anything. They tried to recruit me a few weeks ago when I saw the logo. Oh my God, Nancy, they're always trying to get you in it. Bloody hell. You need to get a badge saying I do not subscribe to, or don't chat to me, or I do not want to attend UCKG. Girl, or just start dressing like goth. Do you know what I mean? That's what I said. I said I'm gonna start doing alternative, and soon you're gonna start seeing me wear that fringe, you know, that feminist fringe. It's not even because I'm a feminist, but just like on the days that I can't be bothered to deal with these man them, I'm just gonna cut that fringe and go on my merry way. Yeah, because sometimes you just don't even want the attention. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want just like nobody chat to me vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? All right. So leaving the religious matrix, it triggers a profound shared grief. It is the mourning of lost time, lost identities, and realization of how deeply we were manipulated. So again, that's why people who come from, you know, like war-torn countries, for example, they have that shared trauma as that stream of collective consciousness through obviously, you know, people attacking the country, like whatever they have to go through, whatever emotions, whatever. It's like it doesn't matter, they could all be from different countries, but because they all have that shared experience, it's like we can tap in the subconscious, and that's where the real power is. That's why they indoctrinate you, and then they use you for their bidding. It was so scary. I didn't want to go again. Yeah. They had a branch in Kilburn. I don't think they've still got the branch there. And this is going back years ago. I think probably like maybe 2000 and I want to say it was somewhere between, no, I don't think, was I young? Guys, you know, the trauma is so blurred. I'm going to say anywhere from 17 to maybe 21, 22-ish. And I remember going into the building and it was stone cold. Like, it was like shivering. I felt like I was in a horror film. And that's like my real experience with UCKG. Like, I went there and I never went back again. Like, and I'm inner. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like fasting myself up with people and chatting, and you know, I'm chatty patty. I'm like the Black Karen. Do you know what I mean? Take me anywhere, I'm gonna make a friend. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just that girl. And you know, and that's why you have to, like, especially if you're on this sprinkle thing, this is just a quick BTW, and like you like rich men and stuff, you have to like learn to have good like conversation, because it makes them really jealous. Because you have to make them feel like lucky to have you and stuff. Can't believe they're still active. Yeah, UCKG, and they've still got such a big reach as well. Like I've only been doing this a little bit on Dag, and he hasn't got. But I think they work with black magic. I think they're working with Obia. Yeah, they're working with something. But there'll be a right time to expose UCKG because it's dark. It's very dark. You know, I kept saying that, like it's very, very dark. Yeah, well, the roots and origin, in it, the origins. That's where their Temple of Solomon is, and that's why, like, when it's my time to expose UCKG, I can't wait because they love to say it's a BLK problem, and it's a BLK thing, and it's happening in the BLK churches. But let's look at the Latino community. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and there's so much there. There's so like. I really think there's a lot of like, because you know we've had the survivors say that there's a lot of like colorist stuff going on. And I feel like the way that they like Mercedes doing up, he's like a lave master. Their evangelism is on point, is it? I think they look like weird people. I think they look very strange. But maybe for like the young people, because Nance, you look young for your age as well, innit? You're young still, but you look a lot younger than your age. So is it the youth that are trying to approach you? Like the youth young adult cohort? Because then I'll get it. Because they do all those events, innit? And it's them events and them meetings and everything, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they expect you to be in there 24 hours a day. I swear down, walking into that place was like, I know you're not supposed to have mistakes, but I do feel like it's a mistake. It's at MESS. I'm ashamed to say I was part of that group. I'm embarrassed. All right. So Young introduced the concept of the shadow, the dark, repressed, and acknowledged parts of the psyche. And you know what? I would really recommend listening to Young, you know, like on YouTube, because there was a season I was doing that for, and I think I'm going to go back to it. And it doesn't have to be Young. But the reason why I say this is because, especially when you just come out of a cult, there is a lot of deprogramming to do, a lot of restructuring, like, you know, unpacking, untwisting of scriptures. So please try it because it speeds it up for you. Yeah. That's why we were so like radical and so like on it, because they would tell us to listen to the cult leader's voice, like the messages that gets deep into the subconscious, into the psyche. Okay. So when you can use like the same, you know, like kind of like the theoretical concepts, you know, that they use in the church cult, and you can use it for yourself to better yourself. Yeah, Diamond Heart, it's good. You can go on YouTube and there's like, you know, like you can get it on there. So when you wake up in the morning, it's still playing. But babe, I'm like 20 years behind. So it's, you know, it's probably on Apple, Spotify or something. Do you know what I mean? But they do make really good videos on YouTube that I would recommend. Let me see what Danon's saying. UCKG tried to cast the demon out of me at 16 years old. I was in school uniform. Yeah, I know they've got that culture in there, and it's very dangerous, isn't it? They covered it on Panorama. They exposed that they're still doing it. I just laughed and they told me I'm not relaxed enough. Oh, God. And that's why I'm saying to people, like, just have them really strong boundaries. If you have to get a bit hood on them, am I saying be violent? No. Am I saying be fit? No. I'm saying, like, just part of the battle, like, bruv, I'm not going in it. Like, I'm not going. Like, don't chat to me. Like, and that's on period, point blank. You have to be a bit like, you know what I mean? Because guys, they're going to take the PISS with the people that they're going to take the PISS with, innit? Like, I've noticed that I was in that church cult. I was around some of the biggest preds known to man. Never laid not a finger, not even a pinky on your girl. Yeah. When I started seeing the patterns of the women that they were, you know, targeting, it just made me feel sick to my stomach. I could not step there. OMG, they would eat me alive. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That they got a really big deliverance culture, and it's a real safeguarding issue. But it doesn't matter if it's a safeguarding issue, because, you know, the people who are supposed to be doing the safeguarding don't care. They've got their plate full. They can't even protect the kids on their caseload, and then we're going to be bringing church cult stuff to them. It's not on their priority, love. Yeah, it's not on their priority, baby. They just want to come and be judgmental and make things worse and push the parents over the edge. That's how they gonna do. So you need to prepare yourself. I'm gonna do a little bit of content. I'm gonna start doing content gradually, yeah. And I want to do like a call to see how many women would benefit from me doing like pop-up sessions, you know, on what to expect with like social services, if you've got mental health, what to do. What I would suggest is anyone with mental health should have an appropriate adult when speaking to these professionals. And you can get an appropriate adult, isn't it, under the Mental Health Act? You don't have to chat to them without an appropriate adult. It's a bit different when there's kids involved. But even so, some people just don't have any support mechanisms. But I would say, you know, get in touch with Citizens Advice Bureau, always have a witness with these people, and always send emails. Do not have phone conversations with them. You're trying to have as minimal contact with these people as possible. They're very low vibrational, and very manipulative. And they have that bureaucratic thing. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be careful because these systems and processes and the people in there are going to trigger you AF. Actually, a lot of people who are in these spaces work in these. They do up local authority jobs because they're just EVIL in there, man. That's all it is. That's all they're doing up in there. It's the same toxic culture. Do you know what I mean? Like very culty. So they love it. They love it when they don't have to feel emotion. So social worker, perfect job. I'll just go in and tick boxes, even though, you know, these kids need my love and they need my care and they need, you know, I'm just going to be a B. I'm just going to be a B and I'm just going to be EVIL because that's who I am. And then I'm going to go to church on Sunday and talk about how powerful it is, the power that we have. We have social workers, we have police officers, we have people working in job center, we have people here, we have people there. And that was one of my biggest fears when I first started speaking out. I'm not going to lie. It was like, oh my God, they're going to expose me. They're going to know my business. They're going to know what I'm on. Oh, that looks nice. They're going to know what I'm on. Do you know what I mean? They're going to know everything about me. And I had to be prepared. And that's why I came on like that. Like, just, I don't give a F, like this, and that, because I was at MESS. And I wasn't trying to like come on and be something that I wasn't. But with me, I'm like a bit like you, like just don't poke the beast, innit? Like if you leave me alone, I'm a really peaceful person. You just don't want to get on the other side of me, innit? You don't. Because I don't move or walk alone. I walk with God. I walk with God. God walks with me. God carries me. You don't see what I'm doing in my private life behind closed doors. You don't know the relationship I've got with God. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's when people come and try me, when they come to be EVIL, when my heart is pure. My heart is pure, you know. And then you come and you be doing that. And that's why these cults and that are falling, especially my old church cult. Because it's like intercession is standing in the gap. I'm standing in the gap. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm taking the hits for people and whatnot. And then you want to come in and do up extras. Oh God, as Bishop Richard used to say, the wind of God, it will be against you. How mad is that? It's like, you know, that Shay Forever woman, like, you know, I seen a girl, I don't know, she did some content about it, and she was like, it makes sense that she like converted to like that faith, and now she's like all hyper religious and like screaming, and it's a way for her to channel all of that anger into religion. And it's so true. Like spiritual bypassing. Do you know what I mean? And they think because they're not using foul language, oh, they're okay. But that's why all the men cheat, babe, with the women that use the foul language and wear the short skirts. The women that you'll be looking down on and thinking that they're the women that they're getting like your rent, babe. Your husband could be paying rent in that yard. And you could be saving well over half of your paycheck. But here he is giving it to the mistress. And I think it's fine. I think she should get that money. Because if she doesn't get that money, what's going to happen? These flies get so active in the night, don't they? Ooh, this reminds me of my revelation I had earlier. Like, you know, these flies, like, that's what these people are like in these spaces, pests. And so we have to get out the fly unaliver and just unalive these bees in the cup. Ooh, there's some chocolate here. Thank you so much, Jay. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you taking us off the topic? Oh my god, I love chocolate. The cocoa beans come from Africa, innit? Sweet like chocolate, boy. You're sweet like chocolate. Who remembers that song? You bring me so much joy. You're sweet like chocolate, boy. Da 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 na 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 na. All right. Have I got the young crew tonight? Have I got the young crew? You lot need to go and Google up hot like chocolate. You know, looking back, big one. You know, looking back, for the people who grew up in like the 2000s, the millennials, yeah, we thought it was such a human fecal matter of a time. Because we were coming out of the 90s and Biggie got unalived, Tupac. The game was changing, do you know what I mean? And then it just turned into like this poppy vibe. And then we started getting the unalivers, they started coming up, man. Yes, I grew up on house and garage. I'm a zillennial. Ah, I love it. Garage is just fun, innit? Like, you just put it on. It's got such a wicked frequency. You know what I mean? Like, you're up. You're like, you get me? I love it. And people who like garage, they're always on a wave, on a vibe. Just want to have fun. And I think that's really where, again, getting back into the topic, when you look at music, those are where a lot of the subcultures are birthed as well. You know, I'm going to get into this PCS model, and I spoke about like subcultures to help you understand things a little bit more, yeah? This is why we're getting this subculture of like agnostics, like people who are raising up, who are just saying like, why do I have to put a title and a label on it? Like, why do I have to be something? Why do I have to tick this box? Why? Can't I just be? Can't I just be? Can't wait for the link up. Yeah! Woo! That's why I've got the bell. Because sometimes I'm so excited. Oh my God, I've just been like indulging in self. Just indulging in my own presence and aura. I don't need no one, bruv. All comes from within. And that's really the key. It doesn't, because all these celebs and all these fake people on the internet, they act like their lives are perfect. That's why they're all getting exposed in the car. It's not about life being perfect. You don't have to chat your business all the time as well. That's what I found. You have to move in silence and in secret. And I saw that. I realized why now. But I wouldn't take it back, guys, because that was a sacrifice that I made. Remember, I said to you, I'm a target. I had to stop dating. Because it just makes me vulnerable. Like, these men know what I want. Do you know what I mean? Like I've done it now. I've said too much about myself. I knew it was a sacrifice that I had to make, amongst other things. Because I didn't realize that, you know, you can have someone so close to you that's just jealous. Especially men. I think I'm gonna incorporate in the live, you know, like when men are jealous. And what that looks like. Imagine being a man and being jealous of a female. That's a dub. That's a dub, homie. How can you be hating on your gal? Do you know what I mean? Your gal gets a promotion, you're hating. What is that? And that's why I say they emasculate the men. Because there's so many women in the cult. There's so much female leadership. They just be in there talking to the guys like they're a little Nothing. A piece of dirt on the floor. You're all right. In front of their wife and everything. It's bad. It's dysfunctional in there. There used to be this guy there. He was so short. He was like under 5 foot. And he used to do the sound. Why am I telling you like this? There was a point I was getting to. Oh, yeah. I had to rebuke him one time, boy. His wife went in the church cult, though, but in that particular branch. But still, it's just embarrassing. Like, some women have more power than the men in there. And the reason why that doesn't work is because it's a patriarchal, misogynistic system. So the higher the women go up in leadership, the more like there's more of a defeminization and more of a masculinization. They become pathologized, and that's why the men don't want to touch them. They start cheating. You know what I mean? Because sensuality is not just about doing it. And there's some people that I know. Are you learning? Is mother teaching you? Is mother teaching you? Because some people, the schmegs was never good. They were just riding off your girl's energy. You know them ones. And then when you done came out of the dark and you done come in the light and you done figured out the whole show. Because remember, you're the main character, the director. You wrote this ish. You wrote this ish. You invented the character. You made that character who they are. Are you all right? And then you want to come and try and write moi, her, she, the queen, yourself out of the script. How dare you? How dare you? I still want to be in the script. Because life is a script. We write our own destinies. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much what a person says, what they do. A liar will always be a liar. The truth will always be the truth. Because remember I said to you when I watched that film, yeah, the woman goes, the way you think about yourself is stronger than the truth. And that's why these narcissistic uncles are like, oh, I've done everything for you. I worked. I slaved away for my whole life. I bought you this and they just don't get it. No emotional intelligence, boy. It's an MESS. I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, why are there so many narcs? You know, like within our community. Like, what is it? What is it? What is it? I think it's an intergenerational epigenetic trauma from slavery. That's what I think. That's what I think. And then I started thinking about, you know, the concept of stuff like from a geographical lens. Like how they've segregated us and stuff like, oh, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Congo. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the UK. I'm from Italy. I'm from Switzerland. It's like we're just human. We're just the human race. This is all the sign I need. So tell me, will you keep me safe when I'm in your arms? I'm in your arms. Control me, 'cause it feels so good. I'm in your arms. I was going to say something and then I was like, no. Because, you know, I got haters. I was like, oh, don't give it to them, girl. I don't want you going nowhere. in the corners of your mind helps my body to unwind. You know, because there's been a lot of lies that have been told about me, so I just want to set the record straight. Right before we cross the line, goes behind. Oh my god, I love me a bit of Cleo. All right, so I'm gonna do like a few more, but I have been on in it. You lot, come on, I've made up for it in it. You know, just any chance to show the nails. I'm gonna be doing the most. And Jade, you know what? Yeah, I've got them. You know, like the 9mm nails, like the ones mainly used for drag. Yes, baby. I'm gonna be sporting those soon. I'm just waiting for the delivery. I can barely do anything in these. I'm like, so I've just gone like double the length, but who cares? We don't care. All right, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you. How many more do you want, guys? Because you know I hate that. Do you remember? Period. Do you remember in the preaching? It was like a good preacher always finishes 3 times. A good preacher always has a conclusion after a conclusion after a conclusion and a finalized conclusion. All right. So after the collective unconsciousness, we've got the grief of destruction. So that's leaving the religious matrix, and that triggers a profound shared grief. And so because it's so huge. Do you know what I mean? Like religion, it covers so many different facets and areas of life. It really is a part of our identity, our makeup as a person. Do you know what I mean? And I think what we're also starting to note as we're deconstructing is, wait, hold up. If I was born in like Dubai, I would have been the other one. If I was born in that other country, I would have been this. If I was born in India, I most likely, because we're not going to be stereotypical, I would have been this or I would have been that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we're seeing it more now, Chair. So Jung, this is his concept of the shadow in the dark. Repressed and acknowledged parts of the psyche, which are fragmented. The people who are still trapped in the religious matrix are sleeping. They are walking in the dark, and they want to be, because they're not ready to face the truth or walk their own shadows. And now I'm going to leave it after this, and then we'll continue tomorrow. I think we should all go and get our beauty sleep. Do you know what I mean? A lot of us are on antidepressants, take sleeping tablets, Dorset boxes. We've got other needs. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Some of us don't know what the hell's going on with us. With, you know, like there's investigations happening because it's been so traumatic. They've inflicted so much trauma on us in so many different ways that this is, I think, the first time in our lives that we've actually stopped and said, oh my God, I think I've got to sort myself out and find out what's going on. I can't just keep running away from self. Sorry, guys, I'm playing with my fringe mad, isn't it? Because I didn't get to cut it properly and I just came on and I was like, I got to just come on now. But do you know what? I love that. That's what I think the most fun thing about being ADHD is, and my kids love it. Do you know what I mean? They're like, no, mommy, don't change. They're like, no, mommy, you're doing a great job. Great job, mommy. I swear down, them kids crack me up, man. There could be so much jokes, guys. Don't worry, I'll be doing YouTube stuff with them and that soon. Because they want to be online like so bad. Do you know what I mean? They're so like, they're like their mother. Oh, I love this song. Don't give up on no one, 'cause God's love is free. Not a song. What will be, will be. And no, we're free. All right. Like your style. Anyway. My mind. All right. So grounding in the self, surviving the matrix, back to basics, because everybody is absolutely losing it at the moment, guys. And please be conscious, please be aware of your surroundings, be aware of where you are, be conscious of what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like people are so unhinged, they're so mentally unstable at the moment. People just don't understand what the hell's going on, especially the people fighting for the old ways, like the old matrix, the ones fighting against everything. They're going to be the most dangerous. Like, you know, there's all of these like crazy political subculture groups, yeah? So we're going to get like, there's going to be some sort of new movement that's going to be birthed out of this, because Pentecostalism's done out. So they're going to start something new that the younger generation don't know about. And so they can then say, oh, it's not Pentecostal, it's this, it's that, it's a new wave. If they're going to be able to get the numbers to pull it off, I don't know, but they might be able to. Because remember, whilst there's people and there's trauma and there's a need for a rescuer and something outside of self, whilst there's people, there's always going to be cults, guys. I think it's just like a natural thing of the habitation. I don't know. All right. So we need to get back to the basics. And the only way out is to return to the basics, the self. Spiritual protection and reality creation. We must learn to ground ourselves, reconnect with nature, implement ironclad spiritual protection practices. Straight. Take up a hobby and focus heavily on yourself. Date yourself. This is the chance to date yourself. Even if you're married, because some of you're married, innit? And the relationship's human fecal matter, but for whatever reason you're staying. Just try and spend time with yourself. Try and have dates with yourself. Try and have, a life outside of this, lie of a wife, because it's just, at the moment it's laughable. Like no one's rating it, innit? Like just get it together. Because before they could get away with, playing an act, but it's not going to work now. So we want to hear from the wives that are genuinely happy. We want to hear from the people, do you know what I mean, that have put in that work, do you know what I mean, on self. And they got something to tell us. They got something to teach us, the younger gal them. Because we've just had, a lot of pick-me's, man, make it. And now I think that it's like the rise of the divine feminine era, the women that just don't give a, yeah. We're not understood, but we don't care. We're not here to be understood, and we don't care that we're not understood. Yeah. And we can't be put in a box, and that's why they won't even try and put us in a box. They will just unalive us and then put us in the box. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they're on. That's what they want to do. Women like me, they cause people to realize that they have the ability to unalive in their heart, because my energy is that. And that's the level like we all need to be getting to. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got to have that confidence, man. You've got to be able to say, oh my God, yeah, like she's a beautiful girl, but she's got nothing comes close to me. You've got to have that mindset, especially if you're dealing with men, you've got to, and not just say it. Because guys, I'm not going to lie to you, yeah. I was around, like I did the whole thing, like the clubbing, the tables, the girls, like all different stuff, all different scenarios, environments. I've been around like the beautiful women in it that date wealthy men and whatever. What was my point? What was I getting to? Oh yeah, but they are some of the most empty women I've ever met in my life. And they've got the BBLs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they've got the expensive cars. Like, baby, you pulled up in a Range. Like I'm pulling up in this like bang down like Mercedes that I need to. It was a Mercedes. These gal them want to see me in. I don't even know. Like they want to see me cycling. Minano. They want to see me jumping on the bus. You know what I mean? Like even just having the Mercedes, it was too much for them. But still, it's like you've come in your Range. Like I can tell you've had a plethora of work done from head to toe. Like why the hatred? I'm just here having a good time, dancing, whatever. Because these men are so pred, like the scammers and that. They're so pred. Like they just do like their uncles, innit? They just do like very pred things. They're like, like show the girl that they like them. And a lot of them are narcs. So they like putting girls in like triangulation, like doing things for girls to start fights and, stuff like that. Pathetic, really. That's why I have, oh, good evening, Spicy. Hey, girl. So I have no desire. I have no desire like for a man. Do you know what I mean? Because I got exhausted. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's exhausting. Do you know what I mean? Especially because I go for like, you know, like the rich men and stuff. It just takes so much out of me, man. They always want to go out. Like they love outings, you know, like doing stuff. Like it's a whole job. That's why I don't know why they're coming for girls like sprinkle, sprinkle. Like, you know, the girls that are getting with rich guys, because it's like they are a full-time job, bitch. Do you know what I mean? Some of the girls are like madams as well, mistresses. Oh my God. Don't ever get it. That's why their mistresses get paid, you know. And then the men want to come on, you know, the toxic masculinity and the religious folk coming and talking human fecal matter. At these times, it's their pastors and mogs and whatever that are going to get these services. Like, straight. Guys, it's so corrupt. It's so corrupt. It's so corrupt. And we went in there thinking, oh my God, the world's so EVIL. And it turns out to be even worse. Yeah. All right. Okay. No, but guys, hasn't this been so good? I'm so happy for the time that we shared today. I've missed you. I've missed you all so much. I've missed you all. Is everybody enjoying the sun? Are you enjoying the lovely weather that we've been getting in it's June now? In May and June, we've been really lucky. Do you know what this wig's making? You know what this wig's giving? And you lot are going to be surprised. You're not even going to think of this. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can knock it out the park. Why do birds suddenly appear every time? Do you lot know about that? You are near, just like me. We long to be close to you. I was watching this couple on my FYP the other day, and they're like trapped in the 70s. I love it. And the wife's like there with her, like, you know, her heavy fringe, and they're like in their little 70s clothes, and he's got the guitar and he plays the guitar and he sings and she sings, and they've just had a little baby. Oh, so cute. But she is like, I was just trying to like not be like pick me and just concentrate on the vocals. Not everything has to be a psychoanalysis. Sometimes you can just enjoy the entertainment. You don't have to always talk about the behind the scenes. All right, you lot, come on, let's go, man. We've got to get to sleep. You know, some of us are on Dorset boxes, baby. Do you know what I mean? We just need to enjoy ourselves, man. We just need to live life. Do you know what I mean? As best as we can. Because for some of us, it's limiting. This trauma and this ABUSE has been like life limiting. Like, it's so crazy. Because they make you marry brokies in there, man. Like, and the women struggle. Oh my God. All right. So standing on your own 2 feet, I think this is really good for us to like close on this, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow, guys. I don't know what time, but if I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling it, I'll just be on live. I really hope my wig comes tomorrow. I've ordered a couple of wigs off Temu and Shein. Do you know what I mean? I'm really hoping. I've got my hopes up for one, but I was like, oh, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I have got my hopes up. You know them ones. All right. So the ultimate act of rebellion against the matrix is creating your own reality and your own bubble. It is not about isolating yourself permanently, but in these dark times, we have to learn how to be completely comfortable by ourselves and on our own. Me, myself, and I took a vow that from now on, I'ma be my own best friend. Me, myself, and I. Yeah. Me, myself, and I. And you have to learn how to be completely comfortable, like in the dark. Do you know what I mean? Like the light's not going to switch on in it, and no one's going to come on to save you to switch on that light. So find a blood clot candle and learn how to do up a little fire and light that candle. Do you understand what I'm saying? And actually, arguably, you could say like with my, you know, like my candle sculpting stuff that I do, yeah? See if I can move it. Like I've had to learn how to like make the candle survive. Do you know what I mean? And keep adding it in a way and remolding it and reshaping it and, you know, like structuring it and things like that. And that's just like life. That's exactly how life is. And Do you know what? I didn't really understand when Gemini was saying like this particular piece is like a living, working like form of art, where it's like, you know, like my trauma, like everything that I've battled, that I've been going through, like it's the different layers, you know, that I've put in that. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, there's been times I've been so weak, I've barely been able to like get out of my bed, and I can just sit here, and that just that motion of the pouring of the candles is so therapeutic. And I do have plans, to do like survivor like workshops and sessions around like candle making, because I think it's just so brilliant. Like it's unisex, it's for everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's so therapeutic. There's so much like, you know, like somatic like movement in it, and the like the sculpting. And when the candle gets soft, and then you can use your hand to just like my hands, yeah, have gone from like dry and whatever to just like silky smooth. That's just from working with wax. Yeah, because I used to have very brittle, dry hands, but that was because I was working like a dog. I was working like a dog to for my family to survive. I was working like a dog for the cult, so you know my hands were bound to be rough and tough. Do you know what I mean? All right, guys. So you've got to learn to stand on yourself permanently, and you must know how to stand firmly on your own 2 feet without needing an institution to prop you up. That's real talk. And guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. And if ever there was a truer saying, you must know how to stand firmly on your own 2 feet without needing an institution to prop you up, because these institutions are broken, unfortunately. They end up leaving you in a more worse off than these church cults. And I've been dealing with social services and other services like housing, etc. And guys, when I tell you, the people, they tried it. I'm not gonna lie, they tried it. They turned people's head MAD. And I'm not like bashing, like, do you know what I mean? There are some good social workers, you know what I mean? I did it. Do you know what I mean? So, but I was indoctrinated though. I was a robot. I'm not gonna lie, you gotta be a robot to do that job, chair. And the reason why is because social work's not supposed to be monotonous. It's not supposed to be, you know, like a tick box exercise. Do you get what I'm saying? Because these are people's real lives in the cut. Do you get what I'm saying? These are real lives, these are real situations. Do you get what I'm saying? Like these are real kids. This is real life. But because they've turned it into a bureaucratic like machine where an individual doesn't have to really possess any skills as such, or you know, there's a lot of people working in these services because like nobody wants to do it, and when they start doing it they just get washed up, they turn into robot, and then they eventually leave if you've got a good soul, like a good heart. And that's why at the moment you see like how the church cult, like all of the good people have gone, and then we're just left with the duppy man, the crosses. It's the same thing that's happened with the institutions, unfortunately. And a lot of us, like the good youth workers, the good social workers, the good support workers, we've been rinsed dry. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in our 20s and whatever. And now we're just in trauma. Or a lot of us have like left the country because a lot of the millennials, like the millennials that couldn't have babies or didn't have babies for whatever reason or whatever, they just cut out. I know so many people who just cut out, man. They just left and they just went abroad. Straight. And on that note, I'm going to go. Guys, I love you all so much. You know, I love these times that we share. Oh my God. I don't take this for granted. I appreciate everybody here tonight. Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone here tonight. Survivors, like people that have, you know, been on like the live, like giving me gifts. Sorry guys. I need to sort out my fridge, Charlotte. Like everybody who's liked the live, he's giving gifts, he's supported it, he's been commenting, he's been contributing. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all so much. And I'm gonna go now. But I'll be back tomorrow. I might be on in the morning. It depends like how I feel. I might put on my candy floss wig, like for fun. Oh hey DJ. I might put on my candy floss wig, you know, because of the nails, because the nails are really giving candy floss, innit? Let's tell the truth. So I was just thinking today, like, oh, Thank you, Queen. I was just thinking today, yeah, I'm gonna be doing up like the candy floss wig tomorrow. But do you know what I want to do? I was thinking I want to put like, see if I can get because that wig is like more of a look. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I have to like be like with the whole ensemble. So what I'm thinking is, I was thinking about getting some of the like charms that are on my nails and just like sticking them onto the wig. Do you see what I mean? Like this is I'm starting to like really find myself. Like I thought I'd found myself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Jay, do you know what I mean? When I was doing up the braids and all that, I thought, oh my God, this is the way I'm expressing myself and this and that. And I'm like, oh my OMG, like I'm this whole creative. Like I think it might even be that I start doing pieces like that. Do you know what I mean? Like different looks and stuff. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I can't really leave the house, guys. Like, you know, my immune disease, like it just makes me so vulnerable. And anytime I go out, I'm absolutely exhausted. I just feel like I've run the marathon. I just feel like I've run the marathon. Like the most I can do, like even now you can tell like I'm getting breathless as I'm talking about. I just keep pushing. Because there's people on here at like the end stages of life of cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like still chatting to like their communities. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, there's other content creators that I follow that are on here and they're just an absolute inspiration, and it helps me, like, you know what I'm saying, to keep going. And then there's this strong like bond that we've all like created, you know, like through this collective stream of consciousness, through the shared trauma. And on that note, I'm gonna go. But I love you all so much, from my heart to yours. And this is real love that I'm sending from my candy nails. Sending love to you from these bad boy antennas. Those who know. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a lovely evening. Okay, get some rest. Get your beauty sleep. Love you. All right, your troop. I'm going to say the same to you, eh? You need to go and get your beauty sleep. Oh, yay. I got no warning. Your girl's getting so good at it. All right. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. YouTube. I might come on the evening, in the morning. It depends. But you might get me a couple of times in the day tomorrow. You never know. All right, then. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful, wonderful evening, whatever you're doing. But if you've been sitting there watching me and you don't like me, I just think that's really sad and pathetic. All right, love you. Bye, everybody. Bye, trolls.